Bambini time.
Hello, welcome to a Word of Bambini show. As you know, your number one children's TV show. And again, we're excited to let you know it's now a family TV show. So I'm happy to know that mommy, daddy, uncles, everyone is watching the show. By the way, my name is Rudy Sefako Amazado. As I always say, you can call me Rudy, and I so love that. And I have here with me
Helena Quest.
Yes. So Helena, what are we having today?
Well, today we are going to do a challenge. Don't leave me, don't leave me. It's something that has been trending on social media, and we are like, okay, Bambini kids, let's do this. Again, we'll be dancing. And please don't laugh at me. And the backlash is too much. I'm just learning how to dance, so allow me to express myself.
Yes. Okay, that's rightly said. Allow her to express herself. Not everyone is good at everything. I have some point. I don't know how to do everything. So let's just leave things the way they are. And about the rise of the COVID-19, otherwise known as the coronavirus pandemic, we are still taking some precautions in keeping ourselves safe. So Helena right here will outline some of the precautions to you at home.
Okay, so Bambini Show keeps reminding you so that you have that representation in your mind. Yes, you always have to sanitize your hands when you don't have water. Or when you wash your hands, you can still sanitize your hands. Again, use the nose mask when you're going out. And if you have nothing doing outside, just stay home and stay safe.
Yeah, rightly said. As you said,
and keep your social distance. Yes. As we are doing right now.
Yes. So always, if you have no water around you, you should sanitize your hands. And that means anytime you are on the go. So as we always do here, please get them ready and let's do this together. So as we always go, some drops for Helena and some for Rudy. So together we rub gently at home. Wow, that was excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, so Helena, you said we are going to do Don't Leave Me challenge, and I'm so ready to do this. I know, like, I'm so loving this right now.
I'm not ready because this thing is tedious.
So let me start first, since I have something in mind. Okay, my mom was telling me a story, and I saw a building. So we have story building. Don't leave me, don't leave me.
Don't leave me, don't leave me. What am I going to say? Okay. He said we should have fun with the kids.
Yes.
And I think it's a fair.
Yes.
So we say fun fair. No.
This one is serious.
Okay.
I'll also try one. When I was coming,
I
saw a zebra crossing the road. So we have
God.
zebra crossing.
Don't leave me. I don't think I can do this. I saw something shining in the sky.
Yes.
It was so yellow. And I said, is this a sun?
Yeah.
And then I saw something again, brighten like a light. And I said, is this a light? Okay,
sunlight. Oh, don't leave me. Don't leave me.
My own is terrible. I know this.
It's not terrible. I have one last one. And fast, so I'll say it. I'll say, so, dressing up to work today, I just had my watch on my wrist. So I have a wristwatch.
Okay.
Don't leave me, don't leave me. So I think I'm done with my 3. I left with one last one.
She said I should add sugar to the milk. And I said, how? And I called my daddy, and we all said, sugar daddy.
Oh my God. That was amazing. I like your last line. Wow, this was tedious. I thought it was very easy, but it was fun. I enjoyed myself. I know people also enjoy this at home. So, as you rightly said, we have so many things to do today. We have our math lesson, and then we've resumed on our traditional dance. So today, be ready. We are having Adowa dance by the people of the Ashanti region. So get ready, get your kente, and how do you call their sleepers? Is it ahima sleepers ready? And your beads, you're going to just get this going and doing. So we are going to our math class in our digital classroom.
Even if you don't like math is great. It's going to be excellent. You love this teacher, so you love the math. Okay, so don't worry.
So stay tuned and learn maths for yourself.
Hello, students. Welcome to today's digital class. My name is Uncle Ernest, and I'll be taking you for mathematics. Now, today we have our first topic on algebraic expressions. So as you all can see, we are taking algebraic expressions today. Now, this is a JHS topic, and I believe that even before I start, most of you have gone through this topic, and I would like to start with you from a point where all of you, those in JHS 1, 2, and then 3, can all benefit. But before I take off and even touch anything here, I have to go through certain protocols because you all know we are not in good times. So I have to use my hand sanitizer. Sanitize my hands, as you can see. All right, before I even touch anything here. And then when I'm done, I'll do the same. Now, always remember that before you step out, put on your nose mask. It's very, very important. I did mine before coming here, but for the purpose of this class, I have to take it off. All right, so I wish you the best as you stay safe and enjoy the lesson. All right, so algebraic expressions is a topic under a broad one we call algebra. Now, I'm going to explain to you why we call it, we are referring to this one as expressions. We have equations, we have other things in algebra, but at your level, I'm taking you through the expressions. Now, anytime you have any expression like this, now you can see that the expression is made up of numbers, and then you see some alphabets. Now, in algebra, we refer to the alphabets as variables. So the X and the Y you see here, we call them variables. And I believe that those of you who have gone through at least JHS 1, 2, and then 3, you are familiar with this term. Now, we are looking at algebraic expressions, and more precisely, I'll be taking you through some hints and tricks that you are supposed to know as you go through your lessons in algebra. Now, first of all, before we even start, let's look at our learning objectives. Now, I'll be taking binomials, okay? Binomials. Now, I'll tell you what binomials actually refers to. But after this lesson, you are supposed to be able to identify what binomials are and give examples. And then also you are supposed to be able to multiply two binomials. That's the main thing I'm going to take you through today. And then thirdly, you should be able to simplify the terms of a binomial expansion. And listen, most of you, when it comes to mathematics, then you'll be thinking so far, you don't seem to like mathematics. Now, embrace it as your friend, and I'm telling you, you are going to enjoy the lesson. Okay, so expansion of two binomials. First of all, what is a binomial? So let's look at what a binomial is before we even move on to look at calculations. Now, a binomial is an expression of two terms, okay? A binomial is an expression of two terms. So with the first example I gave, for example, we cannot call it a binomial because it had three terms. Now, what are even the terms of an expression? Now, so I had 4x plus, let's say, 2 plus y. Now, the terms of this expression are separated by the addition operations or the addition signs. It could be negative. We could have y minus 3x plus 2 minus h. Okay, this is also an expression because it doesn't contain the equal to sign or any other sign that will make it something else. Okay, assuming it contained the equal to sign, then we would have called it an equation. But once the equal to sign is absent here, then this is called an expression. Now, this expression, for example, has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. And then this one has 1, 2, 3 terms. So when we refer to the terms of an expression, that is what we mean. They are usually separated by the addition or the subtraction signs. All right. But at this particular level in this class, we are looking at expressions of two terms, and that's what we refer to as binomials. Okay. So let's look at examples of binomials. All right. So you can see a few of them on your screen. Now, so we have 2x plus 1, 3a minus 2, y plus 4z. They are all examples of binomials. Other examples may include any two-term expression. Okay, so you can have a plus b. It's a binomial. You can have x squared minus y squared. It's a binomial. You can have h minus k squared. It's a binomial. So any expression that contains two terms, 1, 2, they are all called binomials. I hope you get it. All right. Now, in expansion of two binomials, multiplication is going to be very key. Okay. And then we're also going to deal with a property of addition, addition and multiplication we call the distributive property. So we have in our next all right, so we look at the multiplication of two binomials, which requires the use of the distributive property. Now, this property can be applied both in addition and then multiplication. Now, let's look at what we actually mean by distributive. Now, for example, I have, let's say, 2, and then I have a binomial within a bracket, okay? So I have h plus k. So I have 2, and then within a bracket I have a binomial. That is an expression of two terms, h plus k. Now, when we say we are using the distributive property, then it means that this 2 is going to be distributed to each of the terms of this binomial within the bracket. I hope that's clear. So eventually this is what is going to happen. Now, all of you also know, and I believe your teachers have told you, that anywhere you see brackets in operations, they refer to multiplication. Okay? So this 2 bracket h will actually mean 2 times h, which you know at this level that it is 2h. I'm sure you know that. And then your addition comes, or that is the operation you find there comes. It could be subtraction, it could be addition. Now, so the same 2 multiplies the k. So you have 2k. So in effect, my students, you can all see that this particular 2 has been distributed to each of the terms of this particular binomial within the bracket. And that is what we refer to as the distributive property. Okay? Now, so if we are clear with that, then we'll take an example and then try and expand two different binomials and see how the expression will be. All right. Now, we have an example here. Let's take that one, and then I'll give you subsequent ones to also try your hands on. Now, we have a plus b in a bracket. And then in another bracket, we have c plus d. Okay? Now, this is a binomial because it has two terms. Okay? Now, this is also a binomial because it has two terms. Now, we are multiplying or expanding this binomial. It means that we are going to remove the brackets and then at the end of the day find our answer or what expression is going to be left with. Now, so let's all look at this carefully. Now, in doing this, it's very simple. Now, this is all you have to do. Now, the first term or the first element of this bracket multiplies each of the elements in the second bracket. Okay? So, in the second bracket, we have 2 elements. And then this first one is actually going to multiply both of them. Okay? And then the second element of the bracket, whilst doing so, make sure you also check the operational sign between the terms. Okay. Now, the second term is also going to multiply the same two terms of this binomial. So this one also comes to multiply this. So remember, what actually we are doing is we are multiplying. In doing so, the bracket will be removed, and then we are going to have our final answer. If it is possible, we can simplify, we'll do so. If not possible, we'll leave that as our final answer. So now let's start and then look at what is going to happen. So as I said, this first term, which is A, is going to multiply each of these, but then one after the other. So the first A is going to multiply C. So even a better way of doing it is to take this, you have your A, bring this whole thing, C plus D, and then take note of the operational sign here. It is addition, so you bring your plus sign. And then you go to the next term of the first bracket, which is also going to multiply the same second bracket. So you bring your B, and the same thing, C plus D. All right, so we've seen the first step of this particular procedure or process. Now, so then we can now expand and then remove our brackets. Now we have this A multiplying the C, so we have AC. Now the sign here is addition, so we have plus. Then A, the same A multiplies the D. Remember the distributive property. So we are distributing the A to C, the same A to the D. So A multiplies D, and that gives us AD. Then you bring your sign, which is addition. Then you go to the second expression or the second bracket. We have our B, and we are going to distribute our B to C and then D. So B will multiply C, and then we have BC. The sign here is addition, and then B multiplies D. So we have what? BD. So this is what we will be left with. And because we don't have any similar terms here, this is AC, AD, BC, BD. None of them is alike. And for that matter, this remains our final answer for this particular expansion. So usually we will underline, double, and this remains our final answer. All right, I believe you all get it. All right, there will be a number of examples we'll look at, so don't worry. Now, sometimes after going through this procedure, you get to a point where you will have like terms, okay? And when there are like terms, you will have to be able to simplify, group them, and then you have your final answer. So let's look at an example like that. To expand the binomial x plus 2 and then x plus 3. All right. Now, so let's look at it carefully. Now we have x plus 2, which is one binomial. Then we have x plus 3, which is another binomial. So in effect, we have two binomials here. Remember, we are doing expansion of two binomials. Okay, so we go through the same approach, the distributive approach. So watch carefully. Now, so we take our x, and then our first x goes to multiply the second bracket. So we have x into bracket x plus 3. And then the operational sign here is addition. So we come and then we write our plus. We take our second term of this binomial, which is 2, and then it multiplies the second bracket, which is also the same x plus 3. All right, I have to squeeze it there. All right, now, so we bring our equal to sign, and then we expand by distribution, okay? Now, so our x multiplies x, and we all know that when an a multiplies an a, we have a squared, right? It means that there are two a's. So when an x multiplies another x, obviously we'll have x squared. So x multiplying x, because this is a bracket, we'll have x squared. Then the same x is being distributed or being multiplied by this 3, and we'll have 3x. Then we'll bring our addition sign. Then we have 2 multiplying x, which is 2x. And then 2 multiplying 3. 2, 3, 6. So plus 6. All right. Now, so study this expression carefully. Okay? In the first expression, when we got to this level, we had our final answer. But let's look at this and see if this will be our final answer. Now, looking at this carefully, you all can bear witness that we have x squared, we have 3x, we have 2x, and then we have 6. So if you look at it carefully, you realize that there are terms of this expression that are alike. Okay? That are alike. So you see 3x and then 2x. They are very much alike because they are all with x and their powers are 1. Okay, unit powers. So we will have to group them, and fortunately for us, they are even already grouped. So we just add these two to obtain our final answer. All right. So we have x squared plus 3x plus 2x is going to give us 5x. Why? Because if you have 2 oranges plus 3 oranges, obviously how many oranges do you get? 5 oranges. Okay? You have 2 boys plus 3 girls, you have 2 boys plus 3 boys, you have 5 boys. I hope you get it. So obviously 3x plus 2x will also give us 5x. And then we drop our 6. Okay. You can still try to see if you have any terms that are alike. Okay. But if you look at this carefully, you realize that this is x squared. It has a squared power. And then this is raised to the power 1 because you don't see any power there. So obviously it is 1. And then we have our 6. So this becomes our final answer because there are no other terms that are alike. We have distributed or multiplied, we expanded, we have simplified, and then we have gotten our final answer. So we double underline to show that it's our final answer. All right. Now, mind you, as we move on, I'll be taking you through or giving you some few hints, tricks that you can use to easily go through or solve your algebraic expressions. Okay. And as we do subsequent topics, I'll be doing same for you. Okay. Now, so you have an assignment here. You have to multiply the binomials, as you see. It's just the same as expanding, putting the 2 binomials together and then expanding them. Go through the same approach. Now, do this and send your answers to the number 0242845309. And I'll do well to respond to all of them as much as I can. And then subsequently, when we meet, we can discuss some of your challenges and questions, and then we'll look at the way forward. All right, so on this note, we bring our class for today to a close. And I will always remind you that we are not in good times. Because of that, always make sure you are abiding by all the protocols our health experts are taking us through so that we stay safe. We stay safe. All right, so before I even leave here, I touched a few things, right? So I need to sanitize my hands very, very well. And then after that, before I leave this room, I'll put on my nose mask and then I'll say bye-bye to you. All right, I'll meet you next time. Thank you very much. My name is Uncle Ernest.
Welcome back. I hope you learned a lot from Uncle Ernest of Talented Royals. Yes, so he has given you an assignment and I hope you do it. I know you understand algebra, yeah? And so next week we'll be expecting the assignment. We'll mark you correct. Okay, so After that, what are we doing? We promise that we are
Yes.
going to do our dance. Don't laugh at me because she's going to teach me how to dance well.
Yeah.
She's going to teach us
Yeah.
Adowa. So please, can you tell us something about the
Okay,
Adowa dance?
just a minute. Before that, please don't forget to add your names. It's very essential on your script to the assignment. So to our Adowa teacher for the day.
Adowa teacher day. Okay, wonderful people. Please, Adowa is a dance that is hailed from Asante region. You know, we the royals. That is our dance. We mostly use beats to dance, which is a sign of royalty.
Yeah.
And when dancing, we sign to the left, to the right, and then we take it up. That is a sign showing that all the earth and everything belongs to our creator, God.
Okay.
And then when there is a king or there is a supreme person around, we show him that sign. That shows that the land we are standing on do not belong to us, but him. Then the slippers, that is the ahenema too that we've been wearing, but today we are not wearing that one. That one too is a sign of royalty. Yeah, that one is for royals. When you are dancing Adowa and you are before a king, you go down as a sign of respect.
Okay.
Yes. To show, especially we the young ones, ladies coming, to show that you are humbled. You know, in the olden days, mothers are down. Even still, it's existing.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, if you are a lady, your husband is your head.
Yeah.
So you have to bow down and give him that maximum respect. Yeah, so that is
basically everything.
Yeah, basically.
So lastly, what about I heard something about lowering your the cloth when dancing.
Sign of respect.
Okay.
Especially our men, you know, they use their big cloth,
around
so
the
you bring it
down
to show royalty.
Okay. So,
A sign of respect to the king.
So that's great. So you're going to do the basic dance, not entirely everything, just to be careful of what you are doing. So Abuna here is going to just give us the basic step of the Adowa dance. So get ready, people at home. Let's do this together.
So even in the song, they say Asantinia kola osa ma kofo osa da never.
Okay, okay.
So go down, never.
Okay, I'll tell like this. Okay. Wow. I thought it was easy. I thought it was just using your hands. Wow. But after the show, I know we'll do a proper rehearsal on the Adowa dance. So Mary, thank you so much for teaching us this dance. I've been skipping it over the week, but today I'm glad you are here. So this has been the Bambini Show, your Mama Children's TV show, and again a family TV show. You had here with me Rudy Sefako Amresa. They can call me Rudy, and that's so lovely. And I have here with me two beautiful ladies, and they are
Abuna and
Helena. I know I didn't do well.
wow, it's been amazing. We had to do this, but we'll do it right. Don't forget to use your facial nose masks anytime you're on the go. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water, a clean one for that matter. And please observe social distancing. And if you have nowhere going, please stay at home. We hate to do this, but we'll do it anyway. So
And always remember, subscribe to our YouTube channels, Bambini Show TV. Follow us on Instagram, Bambini Show, Twitter, Bambini Show. Everywhere you go, Bambini Show.
Yeah. So,
Bambini all the way.
so what do you have to say right now? We say bye.
Bambini.